Peace, love, and blessings, family. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic with the Mayan Moon Energy for today, February 23rd, 2024. Today we're in the energy of the white solar world bridger, Kin 126 of the 260-day token. Let's get into it. The white world bridger is white, so today is a day of refinement. We're working on adjusting, organizing, detoxing, and making pure. With the white solar world bridger, we really focus on transitions. Um, this is a really powerful sign because it's all about change, endings, and profound transformations. It also represents stripping something to its bare bones, its underlying framework, so it can be understood and or rebuilt. And these are also days we can easily communicate with the different realms. As you can see, we're in a time capsule of store. So this will be a time where, um, and just like yesterday, and for the next 2 days as well, where we'll be focusing on our memories. We'll just be fine tuned to things that happened in the past that affected us in some way. Some well-known white solar world bridgers are Paul Robeson, Carl Moden, Sid Vicious, and Elizabeth Shue. Today we're in the solar tone or the spirit energy of intention. Today is all about being intentional by being on a single vibration and having certain realizations, um, and then just being intentional. So, some ways to be intentional are to establish a daily routine, to make a vision board, declutter your space, monitor your mental health, and set measurable goals. Intent means an aim or goal. So we are focused on the token, the count of days. We have 260 days in the calendar, 20 signs, 13 tones or spirit energy, equal to 260 days of gestation of a human. When we're born, we always look, do we have 20 fingers and toes? And we also have 13 joints as well. The Mayan calendar is divination, prophecy, and it gives direction. The year bearer gives us the focus for the year. The white overtone wizard, it's all about what we say to ourselves, the enchant to feel something or someone with delight, being receptive. What are we willing to allow? What do we want to go on and on and on? This is what we should focus on, as the white wizard is doing. She's focusing on what she is thinking about, what she is imagining or imaging in her mind. And then we have the spirit energy of radiance, where we focus on empowerment and commanding. So, how do we empower ourselves? How do we command our reality? How do we take up space in this reality? This is what we focus on for the whole year. We're in the transformation cycle. The transformation cycle is a 52-day period that teaches us about how to make and deal with changes. We change form, metamorphosis, a change of cycle. Our outer reality is equal to our higher self concept. If you don't know what self concept is, definitely look it up. I'm into self concept, and I believe that the best way we can work our magic besides working in spirit energy is to be ourselves 100%, and that's what we should focus our lifetime on, is being 100% unapologetic, authentically ourselves. And the transformation cycle gives us the blueprint to make the changes to be ourselves. So the transformation cycle has a blueprint, and this blueprint leads us through the four foundations of initiation, refinement, transformation, and ripening. Every single cycle deals with this harmonic of four, which I will be putting a video on there so people can understand it better. But of the five cycles, um, and as you can see, we have for transformation cycle initiation, refinement, transformation, and harvest. But for the cycles, there's an extra focus added, which is the enchantment cycle, and that's all about what we do with ourselves. But out of all the cycles, the transformation cycle is the most intense because 40 of the 52 days are portal days. So we're shape shifting, we're actually playing with the imaging to see what we can become and what we will be. And so that is really special and important. So this year we're moving along with the earth and the seasons of the sun and what the seeds are doing. Now the calendar shifts because it's 260 days and everybody is accustomed to a 365-day calendar. We experience the whole calendar at least once, sometimes 2 to 3 times, depending on how things are flowing. But this year, we're in tune with the sun and the seasons. And so we're doing what the plants are doing with the winter solstice, which we should be doing anyway. But according to the cycle, we're doing exactly the same thing. And so the transformation cycle will end right around spring and right around the lunar eclipse. Then we'll have a 52-day period of harvest, which is the ripen cycle. So we should be doing just what everything in nature is doing. And it's so worth it. But I'm going to ask you, isn't it worth the time to plant seeds within ourselves to harvest with the plants and the seeds and the trees during the spring? This is really important, especially since the last cycle of the transformation cycle is the yellow seed. The yellow seed is all about imprinting. So a seed is imprinted with what it is going to become. And that is the harvest of the transformation cycle. And that's the harvest that's going to take us into the harvest cycle. So it's pretty important to target with awareness our goals because what we focus on will increase, and that's just universal law. So we're currently in the galactic moon of integrity. The galactic moon is the eighth moon of the 13 moon calendar, and we have 28 days of spirit energy in which to work. This is a galactic tone of integrity. We know that integrity is the state of being whole and undivided. And I am loving this 28-day cycle of doing imaging with being whole and undivided. The five attributes of integrity: honesty, accountability, reliable, transparent, and ethics. So, are you a person of integrity? Are you whole and undivided? And if not, these are five things that you can tap into to be a person of integrity. So the questions I would ask myself and have you ask is, what would that integrity look like? What would the state of being whole and undivided look like for you? And on top of that, how would it feel? Because your feelings are going to lead to manifestation. So being whole and undivided, what would you do? What can you do? How would you be living? What would you be in harmony with? These are things we will all focus on consciously or unconsciously during this moon of integrity. And this time period ends March 6th. Our current 13-day cycle of power is the white mirror wave spell. It lasts from February 15th to February 27th. We focus on perspective. We're going to see reflections of our thought patterns and our experiences in the outer world. We have the opportunity to put this in order. We know that order is a part of what we do with white signs anyway. We adjust, we detox, we refine, we make pure, we get rid of anything that is unnecessary. And the white mirror gives a really good insight into how you make these changes in perceptive perspection and how you look at things. If you have not read it already, the Four Agreements touches on this when he talks about the smoky mirror, and how the smoky mirror is how we view the world. Like we have an opportunity to move in the world in a certain way, but we have this smoke in front of us, and this smoke is the illusions, it's the distractions, is the thing that when you are meditating that can take your focus off meditation. That is the smoke. And you know how people always say you don't want this smoke. It's especially the case with the white mirror, because this smoke just takes you away from your purpose, and it takes you away from everything that's authentically you. And it is really important because we only have these moments of clarity where we really see ourselves. It doesn't happen as often as I would like. So, whenever we have a moment of clarity, a aha moment, we're going to lose it. I like to use the blue whale. If you've ever seen a blue whale, it will come up from out of the water really, really high, beautiful, and majestic, and then it will go back into the water. So the water is representative of our memory, our thoughts, and everything that happens around us. But we have these moments of clarity, and we can have more moments of clarity if we move through our perspective. We will not remain stuck in a situation if we have the ability to change how we see a situation. A lot of times we'll have a situation where we are hurt by something that happened, but the way to relieve ourselves of that pain and that memory is to change perspective. Maybe it's thinking about where the other person was. Maybe it's thinking about um, what that situation led to and how you became free, open, and aware. Um, so also the white mirror is in the time capsule of the matrix. And I've been talking about self-regulation. Um, so you might want to look at previous videos that I've done around the 15th until now on self-regulation. Is so important to um, be in control of oneself, and to especially our behaviors and our reactions. And self regulation gives us a moment to take a breath and reflect before we respond to a situation. So sometimes that saves another person's life or our life the way that we know it to be. So we're currently in core days. The core days are such an amazing period. If you look at the calendar here, the core days are right, this column that's right in the middle, and it's in lavender, and it gets to the core of the calendar. It also allows us to get to the core of ourselves. It gives us preparation for deep transformation. These are days we should be very present. So it's also like focusing on the spirit energy of presence, where we focus on what we've endured, what we transcended, and where we are now. Where we are now, every day, where we are now, and allowing the energy of the day to rule where you are present and what that opens up. Like this one is very important because the world bridger deals with transition. A lot of us have a hard time with dealing with death, especially because we think that it's the end. But one of Bob Marley's songs, he says, you think it's the end, but it's just the beginning. And that is what life is. It's never really over. Even when our spirit leaves this plane, it's never over. It's just the beginning of something new. So, this is an opportunity today to be deeply transformed and to move into a new awareness. And the 27th and the 28th, which are coming up, we're going to be in the very center of the core and will experience a mystic void. So, we are currently utilizing the third eye chakra today. It's about our inner eye, our spiritual eye, seeing beyond what is there. We can tap into enlightenment, tap into our awareness, and we can literally transcend time when we tap into our third eye chakra. Some crystals that assist us with this are sapphire, moonstone, lapis, and sodalite. Blue chamomile and eucalyptus are herbs and essential oils that you can use with the third eye chakra. We also are experiencing the throat chakra, our self expression, our creativity. This is a really important part of our body as it's the communication center of our body. And so it's important to be ourselves and say what needs to be said, um, so that our harmonic bodies, our harmonic fields are um, in balance. So, some crystals that help us with the throat chakra: turquoise, blue agate, blue topaz, aquamarine. Some oils: lang lang, lavender, blue chamomile, and I don't have it listed here, but I love eucalyptus for the throat chakra. So when you think that you're going to um, have to say something to someone, I always use the eucalyptus to help open up my throat chakra. Today is Friday. Friday are Venus days. This is a day to focus on love, beauty, creativity, and that money. Although now a lot of times people get paid on Wednesday instead of Friday, getting that money early on that day of communication. But Friday is that good day to focus on your money, to focus on being creative, focus on the beautiful aspects of yourself and love and value and worth. Today, the moon is waxing gibbous. We are moving from Leo into Virgo. So we're moving from an energy that puts us up front, where we're out there. We want everybody to see us and be recognized and appreciated. And then we move into Virgo, where the opposite happens, where we're focusing inward, we're focusing on details. We're focusing on our health. We're focusing on our job. How do you feel about how your body's working? This is what you'll be focusing on. This is the energy that the full moon is going to take us on tomorrow. But today we may start getting insights into that. I started to get insight into my health yesterday. I had a doctor's visit, um, but today the moon is void of course. And when the moon is void of course, we don't want to start anything new. We want to work on completion, work on the inner self. We want to meditate. We want to do readings on ourselves or get readings, cleaning, anything that focus inward. Anything that focuses externally, um, with thoughts of initiation and beginnings, you're not going to get the results that you want when the moon is void of course. Now, I know for some people this might sound preponderous and ridiculous, um, but I challenge you, like, don't just take my word for it. Buy something today or start something new today and just see what happens. And then um, comment and let me know what happened. But the moon void, of course, is really powerful. I helped a contractor working on my house with the moon void, of course, like everything that happened. I was explaining to him what was going to happen because the moon was void, of course, in terms of what work was going to get done, supplies, depending on other people. It was so interesting. And at the end of it, he definitely wanted to continue to learn about the moon void, of course. So some things that I have going on or we have going on are core days. The core days are from the 18th through March 9th. It lets us prepare for a deep transformation, even though we're in the transformation cycle. This is a part of it, going deeply within. So we focus on meditation, journaling. We have some powerful, powerful guided meditations, um, yoga, Reiki as well, even though I didn't put that on here. So if you are trying to get to the heart of yourself, if you know that you are ready for big things in your life and you just need a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of adjustment of focus, these core days will definitely help you. Also, the Venus journey. Since we have Valentine's Day, the focus is a lot on love. But are you ready for love? Have you taken your Venus journey? The Venus journey gets you prepared for love. It helps you to focus on self-love. It helps you to it helps you to focus on how you have dealt with situations in your past because we do have interactions with other people that we have solidified in our memory that serve as protective blocks from love. And so now that you're ready to love yourself more and to get into loving relationships with other people, we must move these blocks. And we do that during the Venus journey. So this is another thing that I do. And if you're interested, you should let me know. On Mondays, I do Mayan Moon Mondays on Zoom. Mayan Moon Mondays, we do a whole week forecast of the energy according to the token, the sacred calendar, and we also do readings to let you know what you should focus on according to the calendar. It's really interesting, informative, and it's really fun. So you should check out my Mayan Moon Mondays as well. And last but definitely not least is the Mayan birth reading. We all have a spoke on the medicine wheel of life. And I am all about knowledge of self. The more things you know about yourself, the more ways you can empower yourself, the more ways you can self serve and self regulate and have self determination and move forward on your path. The Mayan birth reading lets you know what energy you're born in. What is your core lesson that you have to learn? And what happens after you learn that lesson? How do you move in everyday situations is what you learn with the Mayan birth reading. And even so, we always should be mimicking nature because we are a part of nature. And just like every day I tell you about the current wave spell, you also have a wave spell that you are born under, a 13-day cycle of power where every day sign and every spirit tone gives you insight into who you are, where you've been, and where you're going, which I think is so important when you're trying to really maximize your experience on this planet, a Mayan birth reading is definitely a place to start. So thank you so much for listening. I'm the Sacred Empress Ali Tosh, your melanated Mayan mystic. These are some places that you can find me and more content. I especially want to invite you to the Mayan Moon Mondays Facebook group. That gives you access to the link to the Mayan Moon Monday, which is totally free or donation based at this time. So I just encourage you to like, um, subscribe, share these posts. This information I think is very valuable and insightful. So, again, thank you for your time. Peace, love, and blessings. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend.